the true, no, I don't know how to say this, but stop! Today we are going to be watching.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
You're not fucking paying me. You're not paying me. Y'all ain't paying me enough to do this for 128 subscribers. I just rolled my account out. I just learned we hit 28 subscribers. So thank y'all, chat. Thank y'all so much. I just went on there, hit 28 subscribers. Oh my gosh. Alright, where did I get there from? Now let's just start it, chat. Don't forget, like, stop. Now let's start it. Bro, okay, stop with the music. You don't have to do like, Sorry. Today is Halloween, chat. Sorry I didn't get my costume yet, but yeah. No, today is not even Halloween. Sorry, chat.
I've been a nun for many years now. I live and work with all my sisters in the convent. We eat our meals together, work together, and even sleep in the same.
Y'all are fun though, ain't gonna lie. Maybe I should take y'all out because you might be my unreal. I'm sorry.
Room together. We pray as one as well. When there are chores to do, they are always done in pairs.
Amen. Amen.
The only time we get time to ourselves is when we are tending to the private needs of our personal hygiene, and even then, a sister is never much farther away than the other side of the door. There is only one man who also lives in the church, our priest, Father Urban. Since there are currently no other priests or seminarians learning under him, he is often by himself.
Why does bro look grumpy and... I'm trying to figure it out, bro.
We are of course not permitted in his chamber, therefore we have little reason to disturb him while he is working. For years, our lives were simple, faithful, full of structure and grace, that all started to change one night, when seemingly all at once, every nun in the convent woke up from the same dream. I experienced it too. It was a nightmare from hell. The stone walls of the church turned ice cold, all the candles were blown out, and then at the end of a shadowy corridor loomed an ominous man. It was simply the hollow shape of a man draped in cloth, with the scariest face ever. During our discussion, one of the younger sisters dubbed him as the Cloth Man, but the rest of us quickly decided not to attach any title to the strange entity we all witnessed. We hoped that the incident would be a passing occurrence, but our hopes were unfortunately always spoiled. Each night, one by one, this Cloth Man would isolate a nun in her sleep and hold her in that same harrowing nightmare until morning. When she woke up, she would find strange bruises all over her body. No one heard any thrashing during the night, so it seemed unlikely that we were striking our bed frames in our sleep. Eventually, we were all revisited by this nightmare, and things even bigger to stir outside of our bedchamber. Unusual sounds echoed through the church during the day. They seemed to come from nowhere, merely an echo with no clear beginning. Before long, it became clear that we had no other option but to report these happenings to Father Urban.
Why is boy? Don't worry about that. To be honest, I don't get no money, so you got it. Like,
and
no,
not
why?
wanting to concern him with what most likely was not a serious issue, but we were at a loss. The only solution our priest offered was to pray more specifically that these disturbances...
Is that a bump? I thought that was a bump, chat. Sorry.
Just tell him I'm on my way.
I was about to say.
...would end. We followed his advice, though it did not solve anything. Inside the convent, the atmosphere was becoming quite uneasy. None of us...
Yo, no, I'm getting bumped for real. Chat, I'm not even lying.
My nephew, he's small for his age.
I'm not lying.
All of our years had ever experienced something so spiritually troubling, especially something that had no apparent cause. Nobody had passed. No arguments or grievances had stirred. Everyone had been perfectly happy and healthy. It had all manifested from thin air as the...
He was small, but he was loud. Because you'll lose
Why does bro do that, bro? Hold on, do that again. Do that again.
And I can bet you someone called him a sis. I have a dog named
Perfectly happy and healthy. It had all manifested from thin air. As the days went on, the nightmares continued. Then came the night I will never forget. I don't believe I was
Yo,
dreaming.
I don't celebrate Halloween for the devil. I celebrate Halloween for God and only God. So yeah.
But something suddenly ripped me out of my sleep. What I saw when I opened my eyes will haunt me forever.
Yeah.
All of my sisters were levitating above their beds. I couldn't fathom what was happening. I shut my eyes and covered my face, praying for my sisters to be safe, yet also wondering why I had not been affected. That's when I heard an ungodly voice calling to me.
Something going on with him?
Baby, don't worry about it. I'll take care, okay?
Why is Asian telling bro like both like this?
That's the trick. What you gonna do when somebody start picking on you? You gonna disappear?
Like what are you
Where you at?
Yo, what are you doing? Yo, hold on, bro like
Before the fight in the first place. What I mean by that, man, if somebody starts
like bro, stop looking at that.
Who's there?
Oh. Why is bro walking like that? She died? She died?
have a cup of water in the bathroom,
No, don't tell me she died. Fuck. No. Y'all saying it's true.
Oh my gosh! What the hell is going on? I need a priest now!
Nah, bro, nah. He the Diddy, bro.
Father, help! Father Urban?
Come on,
Finally,
come
the
on.
source of our nightmares was
bro.
revealed. Our priest had been practicing witchcraft inside the church. He had tormented us and possessed us with a demonic spirit. Forsaking his holy charge, I would not let his black magic churn any longer. I reported him immediately. Soon after, the men of our village burned him at the stake, and we began the arduous work of exorcising the evil from the souls of my sisters. Sadly, the demonic spirit that Father Urban beckoned from hell still lingers, as the men who carried out his righteous execution now claim they are experiencing the same disturbances we suffered in our convent. I pray with every breath that things will someday go back to normal before Satan tarnished our lives.
Dang,
His story
I feel bad.
was inspired by the infamous Ludun possessions, also known as the Ludun possession.
Yo, what's that?
that's a dead boy walking.
Affair, which was a notorious witchcraft trial that took place in Ludun,
Yo,
Kingdom of France.
Y'all do witchcraft? Bro, ain't no way. Y'all is actually crazy.
In 1634, the convent of nuns said they had been visited and possessed by demons. Following an investigation by the Catholic Church, the local priest named Urbain Grandier
Yo, he's like demons and witchcraft. Ain't no way. Y'all tripping. But y'all tripping about Halloween, but it's not tripping.
was accused of summoning the evil spirits. He was eventually convicted of the crimes of sorcery and ultimately burned at the stake. The convent housed 16
Yo, why he end up black?
young nuns, and most of them came from noble and rich families. It was during this period of turmoil that the group of nuns started seeing apparitions. These apparitions later devolved into convulsions and speaking in tongues. The bizarre case led to one of the most famous witch trials in the history of France. To be more specific, some of the incidents that occurred were ghost sightings of a recently deceased priest. A black orb was seen floating around the convent, skeletons wandering through the halls, the nuns being touched, punched, and pushed by invisible forces, having the urge to laugh uncontrollably, waking up to bloody wounds. Writings from the time claim that the nuns would bend over backwards and walk with their hands grabbed to their heels. They would report reportedly whipped their heads front to back, and their tongues would dart out of their mouths, black and covered in pimples. They spoke crudely and exposed themselves and encouraged lewd behavior from those.
Man, if you expose yourself to me, you might be coming.
Around them. The nuns would also beat their chests and utter horrible and loud screams. The situation eventually got so out of hand that priests were called in to perform exorcisms. This was also done in public and attracted large crowds of people, some coming from as far as England. Through these exorcisms, the priests were able to ascertain the names of the demons responsible for inflicting terror on the nuns. The case contains similar themes to other witchcraft trials that occurred throughout Western Europe in the 17th century.
Yo, chat, do y'all whip people for fun? No, I'm really serious. Do y'all whip people for fun? That's not funny. If y'all hurt people for fun, that's not funny. Bro, stop with this music. Wait, who's the?
What's the last
When I was in college, I was engrossed in religious studies, which led me to being recruited by...
No, I want to be this. You know what college I want to be? Screaming University. That's dope. I might be at Screaming University. To be honest, I want to scream and stuff. And I might get a job. And if screaming doesn't work out for me, I'll just get a job. Because I'm broke.
To help build
I gotta make money.
a new monastery. He ordained me, setting me upon my new path in life as a priest. Our monastery was quite small. Aside from me, the only permanent residents were 4 nuns. Things started out slowly, but as we gradually grew our congregation, we were blessed with our first addition, which was a woman who wanted to join us as our 5th nun. Her name was Mari, and she got along with the other.
Oh, okay, she look fine too. Ain't gonna lie, she look fine. I'm trying to look for fine women for who can be my.
Nuns fairly quickly. After several years of nothing much happening, her presence was a welcome change. Tragically, this didn't last. It was only a matter of weeks before Mari started to act strange. She was rather young, so I thought she might act a little volatile at times, but her erratic behavior only worsened. She would laugh and giggle during Mass, disrupting the sacrament for no apparent reason. When the monastery was empty, she showed even more alarming traits. Her warm and talkative personality had disappeared, replaced by flat, one-word replies to anything we said to her. She refused to work or to read.
Okay, you can't. Wait, y'all can't despise her and let her do her. But if she hurt y'all got the reason to fight back.
And began whispering under her breath, saying all manner of ugly things which were quite unbecoming of her.
Okay, let her talk under her breath. She ain't bothering you, you don't bother her.
I saw her standing with her face buried in a corner, her shoulders rising and falling rapidly from an unstable way of breathing.
Now that's real. No, I mean that's weird.
I approached her saying,
Marie, is everything all right? I'm quite worried about you. Marie? Marie, talk to me. Are you okay? Holy shit! What the hell's wrong with you?
I was lucky to have the other nuns nearby.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was supposed to be a jump scare? Yo, what? That was supposed to be a jump scare? Oh! Bro, I was too focused looking at this bro haircut. I forgot this was a jump scare. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I did not know that was not. Oh my
To keep Mari from attacking me any further, Mari was not herself after that. Her sisters were able to get her to her bedchamber, where we locked the door from the outside until we could figure out what to do. It was nighttime, so we decided to see how things stood in the morning. Little did we know, the night was not done with us.
Yeah. Yo, what?
Hello?
Y'all can't see no in chat.
Who
Who's there? Marie? What on earth?
Yo, what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Get up and then get attacked. Good job.
Hello? Is anyone there?
What?
It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm just gonna go back to bed.
No, that did not scare me. That did not scare me. It was her forehead and the way how she dressed, baby.
Marie, what are you doing? Get out of my bed. This is very sick behavior.
Baby, calm down. I'll get on your bed any day. Get on your bed any day. Now come on, baby. Let's do it. Now let's do the cha-cha dance.
Out of here! What is happening?
Father, we need to perform an exorcism immediately.
Oh, what?
Grab your Bible now.
Okay. I'd never performed an exorcism before. Up until that moment, I thought it was all just myths and nightmares. But I was forced to realize that it was all very real. We first restrained her to my bed, and that's when I started reading the gospel, in an attempt to rip the demon from Marie's body.
What y'all supposed to do? Hey, Yonto, I see him. I don't know what to do.
It was not enough. We had no choice but to resort to even more drastic measures, as Marie's true self slipped in and out of her body, begging us to help me. We dragged her from my bed.
No, that's a man. No, that's a man. That's a man.
Cross above the altar. We anointed her body with holy oil, repeating the scripture endlessly. We closed the monastery so I could focus solely on saving Marie. For 3 days, we kept her body hydrated with holy water as we worked to exorcise the demon. It seemed hopeless, but then, on the 3rd day, Marie's body finally ceased its thrashing and screaming. At last, she was calm, concerned at that moment for her physical well-being after all she'd been through. We called her an ambulance. We thought she was safe after that, but somehow, in the hands of the doctors at the hospital, she died. Myself and the 4 nuns who performed the exorcism.
What?
What happened? It just came out.
Marie's body finally ceased its thrashing and screaming. At last, she was calm, concerned at that moment for her physical well-being after all she'd been through. We called her an ambulance. We thought she was safe after that, but somehow, in the hands of the doctors at the hospital, she died. Myself and the 4 nuns who performed the exorcism were held responsible and sentenced to prison. All the while, Marie's family still believes in us, as we know.
Bro, how you got killed?
Marie was not some mentally ill woman who tortured without cause. She was possessed, and she needed us to save her. If only we kept her in our care instead of handing her over to the doctors, she could still be with us. This story was inspired by the downright disturbing exorcism.
Gosh, how y'all killed her? No, that girl was working fine, bro.
Known as the Tanasu exorcism, which is the case in which Maricia Irina Cornisi, an allegedly mentally ill nun at the Romanian Orthodox Church in Vaslui County, Romania, was ruled to be taken out during an exorcism in 2005.
Yo, why she look like Donald Trump?
Father Daniel
I was playing Donald.
Petri Corrigino and 4 Orthodox Christian nuns who were a part of the Order of the Holy Trinity. The case was widely publicized in Romanian media, and following a lengthy trial, the priest was sentenced on appeal to 7 years, 1 nun to 6 years, and the other 3 nuns to 5 years. However, many of the Tanasu's residents, including Cornisi's brother, believed her to have suffered from demonic possession. The coroner, Dan Gheorghiu, maintained that the nun's cause of death was due to an overdose of adrenaline given in the ambulance.
No, that wasn't but the Mom. Was that holy water you can drink? Holy water. You can drink holy water? Alright, so that's not dangerous. That's not like if you drink too much holy water, is it gonna affect you? No? Alright, so
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, this is Dope Tech from Wix.
no, you're trash. You're trash. The reason why I get my software updated. I'm not scared of you. You red like a big.
My daughter Clara was always a little different from other girls her age. She was very quiet and didn't have many friends. Most kids.
Why are you scrubbing the toilet? Like, bro, do they have that like thing? They'll be like.
Rodolph only came over once or twice before she said they didn't want to be friends with her anymore, and she never got invited to anyone else's home.
Yo, what happened to the sponge?
She didn't want to watch TV or listen to the radio like her peers. She only liked to read. I was too busy to ever
Okay, that's good. If your children are reading, that's good.
pay close attention to what she was reading, but I wish I had. When Clara was a teenager, her behavior became even stranger. She became more gone and didn't seem to be interested in much.
I know what to do. Lock your teenagers up at 16 and 15, and then beat them at 18 so they can call the cops. And then 18, they can move out.
If anything, even her reading habits changed. Instead of having a different book in her hand every time I checked on her, there was only one. An old leather-bound Bible. Honestly, I thought it was good for her. While most of my friends were worried about their teenage daughters getting pregnant or running away, I was proud to say that my daughter was well-behaved and a devout Christian.
Pregnant. Y'all know who pregnant. I'm just playing.
Those were the good old days, before everything fell apart. It started one night when I was having trouble sleeping, and then I noticed Clara was standing in my room. The lights were off, but I could see
But what do you want, short leg?
her in the doorway. She wasn't moving at all. I called her name quietly, asking what she was doing. When she didn't respond, I spoke louder, but it still didn't faze her. I got up out of bed and walked over to her, trying to figure out what was going on. Now standing right in front of her, I turned on the lights without warning and told her to go back to her room because it was past her bedtime. After that, I was sure she had been sleepwalking, but this was not a one-time event. Every night after that, I would wake up or open my eyes to see her standing in my doorway, staring at me in the darkness while I was trying to sleep. I never once noticed her walking to my room though. It was like she just teleported there. For the first week
Ain't no way, bro.
or so, I got up and turned the lights on to get her to wake up and go back to bed. But eventually, I got used to it and let her stay there. I knew it was creepy as hell, but I just didn't feel like getting out of bed every night. Then, things took a much more drastic turn for the worst. One night, I was in a deep sleep as usual.
Hey, how was it doing that? How was it doing that? I was just looking at her.
I remember tossing and turning on my bed, trying to find a comfortable position to settle in.
Doing that?
I couldn't tell if Clara was in the doorway or not, but I assumed she was, like how she'd been for almost a month. I then shot up from my bed, only to realize I was alone. However, my door was wide open. That's when I got out of bed and
Alright, this is a good jump scare. Y'all got me creeped out now. This is a good jump scare. If you jump scare now, I'll subscribe. I already
down the dark
subscribed.
hallway to
I
her
like-
room.
I
When
like-
opened her door. I remember seeing her levitating from her bed. She was at least 4 feet in the air. She then got up on the ceiling, not hanging or climbing, but like gravity had reversed her.
Bro, is she naked? I wanna know, is she naked?
She then started crawling on her hands
Wait, okay, Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Girl.
in random circles. I left her room and immediately called our church. I rang and rang until the priest finally woke up and answered, and he urged me to bring her to the church immediately. By this point, Clara was a shell. She'd found her way off the ceiling. But now, no matter what I did, I couldn't get her out of that dormant state. I had to drive
I'm just playing chat.
and carry her all the way to the church, where they used holy water to briefly wake her up.
Man, just use some water. Well, I told you about calling on my dang sentiment because I got to clean that bit.
One of the priests took her into the confession booth
Why that priest? Why that priest? Why that priest? You couldn't get any priest but that priest, bro. Oh my god, that.
to ask her what had made her this way. She admitted that she had been practicing satanic rituals and conjuring spirits. She learned it all from the book she had been reading, the one I thought was a Bible. Turns out, that was just a false cover, and the rest was filled with the words and will of Satan. Soon after,
No! Satan? That's the devil, no.
back into her empty state,
I hate
and
that
the priest
look.
confirmed my worst nightmare, that my daughter had been possessed. They performed an exorcism right away, and what followed is one of the most traumatic things I have ever witnessed.
Hear me, foul spirit! The power of Christ compels you to release your fiendish grip on this innocent
Hallelujah! I'm not playing with God, bro.
soul! I'll grip your throat and penetrate your skull! The power of Christ compels you! Get her off me! Get her off!
Clara, stop!
Quit screaming, you bitch! Your father's already a whore in hell!
It went on the same way for hours. The demon and Clara fought against the priests all night, nearly killing them several times. In the end, however, they successfully finished the exorcism, freeing my daughter from Satan.
Dang!
I wish I could say things were normal after that, but the time she spent under Satan's control took a terrible toll on her body. Her heart could not keep going. She died not long after, every single day.
Dang. I'm sorry. Oh.
I wish I had watched Clara more closely and taken her to get help so much sooner than I did.
The place for
Just laugh, chat. Don't do that for a dog.
Maybe then, she never would have been possessed in the first place. Maybe she'd still be alive.
Don't worry.
Design you feel.
Do you need
Whoa.
an easy way to capture your gameplay?
Oh,
Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your PC.
As it is ever.
This story was inspired by a disturbing incident regarding a female named Clara Germanicini, who was
Tomorrow soon. It's true. She was a late 15-year-old. She was reading a book. The mama did not know it was a Satan book, and she did not realize in late 2015 to the late
a South African Christian woman in 1906.
1906. Hold on, 1906. Oh yeah.
Possessed by a demon. It was believed that she had been possessed when she was a 16-year-old schoolgirl at St. Michael's Mission in Natal, South Africa.
But they said 15.
The girl was an orphan of African origin and was baptized as an infant. At the age of 16, the girl made a pact with Satan, and this is said to be because of her demonic possession. Clara later revealed this information to her confessor, Father Horner Erasmus. In an account written by a nun, Clara was said to be able to speak languages of which she had no previous knowledge. This fact was also witnessed by others, who recorded that she understood Polish, German, French, Norwegian, and all other languages. The nun reported that Clara demonstrated clairvoyance by revealing the most intimate secrets and transgressions of people with whom she had no contact. Moreover, Clara could not bear the presence of blessed objects and seemed to 5 feet in the air, sometimes vertically and sometimes horizontally. And when sprinkled with holy water, the girl is reported to have come out of this state of her satanic possession. According to a Lutheran pastoral handbook, one possessing these symptoms is an indication that the individual is truly possessed, rather than suffering from a mental illness. Consequently, 2 Roman Catholic priests, Reverend Mansuetti and Reverend Erasmus, were appointed to perform an exorcism on Clara. This deliverance lasted for 2 days. At the end of the exorcism, it was said that the demon was forced out and the girl was healed.
Alright, moral of the story, don't let your kids read Satan books. Let them read the Bible. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace, love y'all. Love y'all, love y'all. Love y'all. And see you on the next one. Peace. And don't let your children read Satan books. Bye. Peace. Love y'all and peace.